Hey guys, welcome to Wise Kracks. Jon Orlando over at the Durango and Randy McKay in Colorado. Am I right, Randy?
Yeah, floor
Okay.
27 at the Ameristar Casino.
Oh, okay. You're in the casino. I hate to start out with somber news, but there is somber news for me. It just happened 20 minutes ago. I text Randy about it. I didn't get a chance to text John. One of my good buddies who I was really close with, still, I just texted him recently. We talked back and forth, has passed on. His wife just texted me. I've been to his show so many times, so many Monday nights. Cookie Jarr, who was I've been to so many of his shows. Randy, you said you actually been to him. You been to the show?
Yeah, way back in the day when I was in Vegas, I remember one of the lounge acts there. I went and checked it out. Yeah.
I had him on my Showtime show Action. He was on there with me, and I spent many a nights with Cookie Jar. I knew my wife was going to take it bad. We all went out to dinner a couple times, and my wife went to the show. She just loved him. You know, the last of the lounge singers, the last of the old time lounge guys. John, did you ever see him? And you know who he is?
Sure, of course. Yeah,
Oh,
sure. It's
the
the
man, Cookie
staple.
Jar's.
Yeah.
You know, here in my office,
That's
it's funny. I hope I don't break it. I'm terrible at this kind of thing. Like I break everything. Here in my office, I have. He was real close to Tom Jones, by the way, and Pete
yeah.
Rose. You can see there's just like a picture. Some of his chips from the
Yeah.
casino. His Christmas card. Always has got a Christmas card every year from Cookie. And yeah, he was like the last of the Mohicans. He's from Philadelphia. Anthony Patone was his name. Patina. I hope I'm saying it right. You know, he actually had Angelo Bruno was the mob boss in Philadelphia for years. He had his ring, yeah, he was from South Philly. You know, his wife and oh man, I hate that. I had a lot of good times with Cookie Jar. I had him on a lot of different things. We were out together, and he was crazy when he was younger too. By the way, when he was in his 20s and 30s, he was a nut. He was a wild man. So my heart goes out to him, his family, his wife. Great people. So um, okay, so where do we go from there?
I don't know.
Let's go into some mad. I want to go into some mad things. Let's go into some
Oh,
good things first, John, before I
okay.
start my aggravated
But just
gambler.
know I'm really excited about the mad rant, whatever it is, whatever you're mad about, I'm excited. But
I'm going to be more mad
let's
now because I'm not in a good mood. As a matter of fact, you want to know the God's honest truth?
yeah.
After I'm done here, I may go have a little shot of something for Cookie Jar. I haven't done that in years. So
Really?
yeah, yep. Have a toast. Yep,
Well, let me ask you this.
yep.
Are you going to eat dinner as
Yeah,
well?
I may
Because
just I'll
I'm
just come.
available, Bill.
Yeah,
I'm available.
I'll just come to you and we'll do a toast together for sure.
Okay,
Nice.
I'm
All
in.
right, good. We'll do that.
Have a shot of
Um,
whiskey for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm having that much of a shot, but I had some guy sent me over a frozen margarita, which is nothing, right? At a restaurant, and I said, "Oh, this is nothing. I did it, no problem. I was fine until I hit the outside air. I was like, wow. And then immediately I want to get into a fist fight with someone. This will be fun. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But no, but it's unbelievable how one drink would affect me. What about the guys that have two, three, four, and then they want to go
Right.
out and gamble? That's why the casinos just give you tons of drinks. I'll go off on them too. All right. Our good news is John just showed me a video of the new
Ah,
studios being
yeah.
constructed, and it's giant. John, how big are these? They look double what they were over at Sticky Paws?
Yeah, it's actually triple. It's 6,000 square feet, and it's going to be
Wow.
incredible. I don't want to say where it is yet,
All right. No, no, don't you
and
have to tell anybody.
yeah, and don't
Yeah,
show the video yet.
I
I want
won't.
to wait till
I
it's
won't.
done. But
No,
you
people are
you
really
got the
gonna.
sneak peek. You're
No,
excited, aren't you?
I am. I am. It's nice to go
Yeah,
back into a studio. It's better
yeah,
for the listeners, the viewers. It's
of
just better.
course.
You know,
Yeah,
some people get upset we talk over each other sometimes, but it's inevitable. So
yeah.
happy
And
about
guys,
that.
understand the reason why we talk over each other is because when you're in the studio, when I start talking, if I start talking, and you'll stop or I'll stop. But on here, we don't hear it. So that's why we do it, just
Yeah.
so you know when you're
Yeah.
listening. That's why we hate Zoom. It's terrible, but it is what it is. But
Yeah.
thanks for hanging in there with us for the last 6 months or whatever it's been. And we're going to get this thing going again.
So I was at a restaurant
Yeah.
outside the Flamingo. I had some buddies in town, and they charge an extra 4.85% concession fee on all the bills. And I'd never seen that before. And now I find out there's multiple casinos on the strip that are charging, the restaurants are charging. And you know, it's funny, no one can answer me what that concession fee was. And I want to know. I mean, it's 5%. I want to know what the concession fee is. It was right at the outside portion of the Flamingo there. And yeah, and by the way, now I find out there's 3 or 4 of them on the strip that are charging this extra concession fee. Have you ever heard of anything like this?
No. Is that what it actually says on the bill? Concession
It does.
fee?
Yes. And I'm told the multiple casinos. Now listen, I've been down to the Bahamas. I'm sure Randy has been down there. The Atlantis and Baha Mar. There are more shakedown fees on there. I don't know what they are. There's different 5% fees, and the gratuities already added. And so whenever and by the way, the food is all pumped up. I went to Nobu at the Atlantis, and the Nobu here, which is a bust out joint, we know that. The Nobu here is about 30% less already on the prices. So you go there, and now there's these fees on top of it. It's ridiculous. But I did see this ridiculous fee. But someone told me, Bill, just ask them and they'll take it off. I was like, wow, okay, I didn't know that part.
Really?
Yes, they'll take it off.
But then you gotta be the guy that's asking for the $5 off or whatever, right? It's
like, the bill was $300. It was $15. Not that I care about it. I'd rather have the waiter. I'd rather have the waiter have the extra 15, or the bus boy. You know, I'm starting a lot of trouble anyway on Twitter already here today because I put out a tweet about casino employees should get paid more and don't depend on so many tips from different areas. We'll get into that in a second too. Here's what I'm pissed off about. I'm ranting about. I was at the Wynn and I seen this idiot, and I tell you, why can't I just mind my own business? I don't know. Because I guess they're so afraid, the security guards, of going after someone being sued, all this BS cancel culture, DEI bullshit. They let the girl go through the floral display by the carousel. And like she was drinking, taking videos and stepping on all the flowers. And it just bothered me. But it made me think I've seen another video of girls, by the way, going through the flower, going on the horses. They're all beautiful flowers. And, you know, they have a staff of 24 horticulturists on display. Big word for me, by the way, on display over there at the Wynn. And, you know, it just bothered me. But then I thought about it. I've seen people swimming in the fountains over at Bellagio. I've seen videos of people swimming in the fountains at the Wynn. Caesar's Palace, wherever. I mean, are we really out of control that much in social media just to get a video or to get your 15 seconds, I'll even call it, not minutes, of fame that you do these crazy things of disrupting things and you know, even the floral display at the Bellagio, I know people have went through it, picked flowers out. I mean, what is going on? I just don't know. We're in some bad times.
It's absolutely crazy. Bill, I could even one up that. We know we've seen all these terrible fires in LA and the Palisades and Malibu and all that, right? There are people that will post now videos of like firefighters. It's all done with AI. So it's like, I saw one where like a firefighter is like, he's holding a bobcat and then he's holding a couple of rabbits, and then but it's all AI. It's not real, but it'll say like it'll say like the true heroes of the firefighters and stuff, you know, whatever. And it's like made up. Like there's already great stories of firefighters saving people or pets that actually did happen. Why go and create some AI nonsense of a firefighter holding a bobcat?
So you don't know what's real. And then they may ask for a donation or something. Or, you know, they want donate to this. Randy, anything to say on this stuff? Have you ever seen these wackadoos doing this kind of stuff, or just to try to get, you know, a photo or Instagram or whatever they do?
Just kind of this, you know, sign of the times. I hate to sound old, but you know, people respected things a lot more, I think, when I was growing up, and you know, just kind of let things be. And but just kind of the sign of the times. It goes back to your drinking, and of course weed is legal now in Nevada, so
every hotel smells
on that stuff too.
Randy, does every hotel, every casino hotel I've went to, including the nice ones, every single one has marijuana smell throughout because it's not prevalent, but it's there a lot of times, depending on where you go. If you go to a certain casino like Stratosphere, you may get some smoke all over the place there. You go to one like the Wynn, and I'll still smell it in certain places. Now they're very strict at the Wynn. Security at the Wynn is fantastic, so I have nothing really bad to say about them. Normally they'll go right after people, and they don't take no BS. I remember when there was a big fight back in 2000 during the COVID, and Elaine Wynn was saying like, well, they had the cheap rates, so it brought in a lot of the worst crowd. And so we went from one of the best rates in town to get the gamblers to come back in town to the highest rack rate because we will not stand for this. I'd rather make less money but have a safe environment for my people. So anyway, that's just something I remember though. But yeah, marijuana, and it's legal. They're allowed to do it. I get it. I'm not even against it. It's fine, but as long as they don't, do it and drive or impair your driving and hurt some people, or do it where it's legal. To do it on the listen, I see it on the casino floors a lot. It's mask is disguised and whatever they're smoking doesn't look like marijuana, but you smell it. But security will stop them sometimes. I've seen it happen actually at the Wynn. Security stopped somebody and made him, put it out or even get him out of the casino. But yeah, it's just not legal to smoke in the hotel rooms marijuana. You can smoke cigarettes. If I'm wrong, please tell me. So, and that's to the commenters out there. I've gotten back to all the comments in the last couple of weeks. So a lot of people really liking the show, really liking it. And you know what? They take the time to comment and watch and like and subscribe, which I appreciate it. I take my time to get back to them because I think it's the right thing to do. So, but yeah, they love Randy. Your picks have, again, had a nice winning week. Pittsburgh was the only spoiler of that little parade. But,
don't worry about them anymore.
Yeah, don't have to worry about them no more. Yeah. And so, anyway, Cookie Jar's wife just texted me. Thank you so much with a heart. I mean, his wife.
Oh, wow, that's great of her.
Yeah. Oh, right during the show. Gotta get me upset. So, but anyway, yeah, you've been doing real good, Randy. We're gonna have your picks here shortly, but I just want to keep on my rant now that I'm not in the best of mood. No, I forgot the other thing. Darn it, I didn't complete this. Should I do it this week? Maybe I'll.
Bill, does music make you happy?
ACDC's coming to town in April.
Okay.
Yes. Wait, let's talk about that.
I'm
Bill,
going.
come on. Bill, you got to get us in there.
Hey, did you hear Robert?
It's sold out.
Robert, our producer, Robert. Of course it's sold out. I haven't went to a show that wasn't sold out like that. All you got to do is pay, baby. You just pay.
Right.
But you do what I do, and you wait till the last day till they have the really good seats, and the sellers get so nervous. I've had front row seats for the Rolling Stones so many times, including this last tour. I've had great second or third row seats, even Motley Crue, and there was a 4 bands together my wife wanted to see: Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett. We were right there. Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
I'm not into the heavy metal no more, though. I'm not into the heavy metal. I would rather go see maybe a lounge act or Sinatra impersonator or Tony Orlando.
But Bill, we have to be there. I have to take Vanessa, her dad, and her brother. We have to be there. Can't we make this sweet hookup?
You know what? Honestly, if they have the box, I'll do it. Yeah, okay. If they have the box for the suite, yes. we have a great hookup, and I'll get us 4 tickets. I'll get us 4 tickets. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know you'd like that.
Don't count me out.
I never want to go to concerts, but I'm dying to go to this one.
Wait, Randy, I can't see Randy going to ACDC.
Absolutely.
Really?
Right up my alley.
Dude, come on. We got to do this.
Wow. Really? Yeah. They're
Rob's
coming.
flying in from. I don't know if I'm allowed to say where Rob is, but
Rob said they're sold out. So sorry. Sorry. Yeah, Rob, you trust me. There's ways to get tickets. Don't worry about that. Matter of fact, they sold out in
Yeah.
13 minutes. Yeah, that's all fugazi anyway. We know it's all BS when they sell out. Like Ticketmaster is sold out, and then you get in line in a queue, and you're in that queue exactly at 12 minutes and 1 second, and all of a sudden you get in section 4 because the first 3 seconds are sold out. Yeah. Go
and Rob, if there's a casino involved, Rob, which in Vegas there always is, there's no such thing as sold out. There's always tickets because they hold them back for the big boys just in case. They'd rather eat 50 tickets and know that if some of the big players come in, they can accommodate them. They'd rather eat those tickets and cover those people than be sold out.
My man JT the Brick just texted me. I put it on Twitter, so he just texted me because JT the Brick. I forgot about that show we did. Me, JT the Brick, and Cookie Jar did a show together called Beating the Bookie. Yeah, we did. That was years ago. Oh my God. Yeah, I have great pictures of us together. I'll text him right after the show. But anyway, yeah, they're always sold out, and I wait till the last minutes to get tickets. Usually, if I don't get that box, now if I get the box, that's the way to go. It's cool.
That's the way to go.
I got my wife and her friends in there for Bruce Springsteen. She loved it. Billy Joel, she loved it. One more. Oh, Metallica, which I don't even want. It's too heavy for me. It's too heavy. But that's like her favorite band, though. If you see my wife, you wouldn't think so either. You'd be like little, cute, petite, blonde hair, blue eyes. She's rocking to the, and then she's the college graduate. She has that side of her. But we seen. I knew some songs though. I have to tell you, I knew some songs from Metallica. I thought I didn't know them, but it was just too heavy.
Of course, you know. You know, Enter Sandman. Yeah.
Earplugs. I wear earplugs. Yeah. But Billy Joel was great, by the way. I knew every single song, which I didn't think I was going to know 30 songs. He was great. Yeah. So, but anyway, I do get the box for free. So let's hope we get that. And by the way, Randy's going to get seats too because he also gets seats from the same guy for free.
Yeah. Really?
So, I know. I got the same hookup.
You got the same hookup.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then it'll save us thousands of dollars. I mean, to be honest with you, tickets are going to be really expensive. So.
We'll bring Tony O if we need to, if it helps sweeten the deal.
Speaking of bringing Tony O, since he's here in town, we're going to bring him to dinner one night, and I like to go to dinner with him. And I told you the other day, I called you and see if he would go to a comedy show. I'm not a comedy show guy, but I seen Vinny Favorito the other night again. And he was I haven't seen him in a couple of years. He was so good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if your dad would go to something like that. But if he would, we'd bring him. Vinny's dirty. Oh, my God. He goes after all the races, including your dad's Puerto Rican and I almost said Mexican. Greek. Oh, Greek, he goes after the Greeks, the Mexicans, the blacks, the Irish, the Italians. He doesn't leave a race out, including himself. If you make fun of yourself, why can't you make fun of anybody else? But he's downtown. And he's got a what do you call that when someone is there for like months at a time? He's got one of those. He's got a residency. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to ask you guys. I do my Thursday show on VSiN, and Gil, my co-host, said something to me. We were talking about tipping. Matter of fact, I put a video up on tipping on my Twitter. It got almost 200,000 views, 192,000 views about tipping. And Gil said something to me I didn't know. See, I've never really been outside this country besides like Panama, Curacao, Antigua, Costa Rica, the Bahamas. He said over in Europe, like everywhere, England, Australia, everywhere in Europe, they get upset and insulted if you tip. They'll actually say, I don't need your handout. I don't need your money. I don't need did I give you bad service? Have you guys both been over there? Abroad?
I really haven't.
Oh, okay.
No, I've only been
but I've heard that
too.
Yeah, I just like I still tip on top of that to make sure I get a little bit extra. Even down in the islands, you go down there to Paradise Island and Nassau, and both places I've over tipped. It's included with it, but you just get a little bit better service when you're giving them money up front. It just seems like to me. And he was saying he went to Korea recently for 2 weeks. And in Korea, it's an insult. They get really insulted if you tip them. I said, well, yeah, not the Korean masseuses I see over here. they don't get insulted. Yeah, no. Seriously though, we go. My wife and I go to a place, a local place. It's really good, really clean, and they're they live on tips. The tips is giant to them, So I just thought that was kind of the way it is. The cultures, the different cultures. Now, this is a subject here, boy. My God, I just heard this today from one of my guys on Twitter. Tom Free sent me a thing. He said, "Did you hear about this thing that happened out in Vegas? There, they arrested one of the prop bettors. Did you hear about this, Randy, at all?"
I sure did. It's about
Wow.
the Porter that, remember last year that
Yeah.
Jontay Porter, he was coming out of games because they were betting same game parlays on everything of his props under. So they had
it's in today's
hook up with
Las
this
Vegas.
guy.
Today's Las Vegas Review Journal's a story, and you say they had the hookup for him. So they were texting him because it says that no one texted him directly. That that guy Porter didn't text him directly. Maybe someone else texted him, and because he was betting them all over Vegas, that they arrested him. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm a big sports bettor. In case you guys don't know, Randy's a big sports bettor. We're betting max bet on props. Now, Randy, I haven't talked to you about this. I'm sure you bet max bet like me. I'm betting the max bet wherever I can. Do you know how much money I can get down on a prop bet on a player prop? Maybe if I go everywhere, if I personally go to casinos, kiosks, trying to circumvent limits, I hit my Westgate for the nickel they allow, Circa for the dime. I have to go personally to South Point. I could go to the MGM. I could use the BetMGM app. If I get down 5,000, by the way, I can't get down 5,000. If I get down 5, it's a miracle to get down 5,000 on a player prop. What the heck were these guys doing? That this guy was arrested going on a plane on a one-way ticket out of the country.
So David Purdom has a good article out on this. What they were doing. This guy that got arrested, he was in Nevada, but he was contacting people in other states because he was getting down on FanDuel and DraftKings, but you had to have a clean account, a fresh account to get down those limits they were doing big parlays on same game parlays, like 3 and 4 or whatever legs of it to get the big odds there. And that's how they rinse these sports books. And that's how they're getting down.
Don't ever say rinse the sports books. That bothers me. We're not rinsing them. That's how they beat them on this prop, please.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, Randy. Then so they could arrest you for being the bettor, but whatever is the player should be arrested more than anyone else. There's been times where back 20 years ago, 25 years when Donahue had the Donahue scandal, we were betting hot games, that hot NBA games. No one ever told me it was that the ref was fixing the games. So even if you do say, oh yeah, we think that this ref's been calling this game pretty funny, we look for umpires and refs to what they're doing tendencies. Are we doing anything illegal? Was I doing anything illegal 25 years ago betting on NBA games? Because the slow-moving sports books, maybe like Stations and Boyd and whoever else was slow-moving, Treasure Island, I'm betting that because I just seen Pinnacle move on the screen. So now So am I doing something illegal because I'm betting something that – and even if I was told from the guys, hey, we think this ref has been calling these games real bad, for the underdog whenever their Boston Celtics are home. And he's been – every time they're – he's been reffing. It's been going under. He's been doing a real good job on fouls or overs, let's say. And so is that illegal to bet? I don't. This was a shock to me, to be honest with you.
If this guy wasn't a substitute player, which he played very few minutes, not really well-known type player, which a player they probably shouldn't have put up prop odds to start with. You're probably right on what you're saying, but this guy was such a limited player that it kind of stood out, the betting activity on this one.
Okay. All right. So that's,
but
I don't know.
Even then, I'm still missing what's so bad. I mean,
Listen, we try to get in. Listen, you don't think that we try, Randy and I are listening for every single thing that we hear from maybe it's the beat reporters, the sideline people, the coach's brother, the coach's kids. We're trying to get stuff, and if you want to call it inside information, which is not inside information, but if you want to call it that, every day when anyone makes a bet at the counter, they think they have an edge. They do. 99% of people do not have that edge, but they think they do. Oh, I know this. I've been watching this. I know this. Everyone thinks they have an edge. I just didn't. Being arrested and making this big. Why was the kid leaving the country? How much money did this kid make? He was on a one-way ticket to Colombia. I just, wow. I'll have to read.
And supposedly he had a group too that was, that's how he's getting down. And, the feds looked into all this and, that's their case against him. So we'll see what happens. He's got to go to New York. The case is in Brooklyn. So I don't know if he'll
Southern
get
District.
there.
They're tough. Yeah.
But if you're betting on baseball, I know he's retired now, but let's just use Greg Maddux as an example because I just watched this documentary on him, which was amazing. If you're betting on baseball and when Greg Maddux was pitching and the home plate umpire has a low strike zone and Greg Maddux keeps the ball down, Greg Maddux has a shot of even having an even better game because he gets the low strikes. That's cheating?
No, Greg didn't tell you that. Greg didn't tell you he was going to be doing something different tonight. I guess that is the difference.
Got it.
That reminds me of a Friday Night Fights boxing event in Philadelphia about 15 years ago. And there was a quarterback for the Eagles. He was only quarterback in that year. And Joe Tessitore set him up so bad with me. So I sit right behind Teddy and Joe Tess. And Joe got him seats and sat him next to me, right next to me, the quarterback of the Eagles. And he was the starting quarterback that week. And Joe got him so bad. Before the show, Joe turns around and says, "Oh, so Crack, tell him what you do for a living." I said, "Oh yeah, you know what? I bet sports for a living. I got to talk to you. What's going on this weekend? You guys gonna win? What's going on? You doing it?" Like I was just fooling around with him. This poor kid, he turned 7 different colors. He's like, "Tess, what are you doing? I can get killed." Of course, we didn't go on with the joke. The kid actually turned so white. I don't want to say who it was, but it was a pretty big name, to be honest with you. But he turned so many shades of color, and he was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing, Joe?" I said, "Calm down. I'm kidding. Sit down, kid." He was so nervous. But so it's not like not like you were talking to him directly. But let's say they play poker, right? Greg Maddux lives in Vegas. He plays poker, or there was another one. Was it Tom? There was a couple poker players that were
Hershiser, Oral Hershiser.
Hershiser, that's what I'm thinking. Oral Hershiser. He played poker and he pitched the next day. So if Oral Hershiser, if you're talking to him and saying, "Hey, Oral, I'm betting against you guys tomorrow night," like fool around with him or something, and he gives you a little hint that maybe he's hurt or not hurt, I guess everyone could be arrested. I guess. I just, the guy's doing the betting, the person that should be arrested. Not that I'm saying he did anything wrong. You know what it is? I'm just a sick human, and I just want to beat the sports books at any cost. I know what they do to people, so I just want to beat them all. And I guess I'm the guy that roots for the bad guy in the movies. You guys do too. I know you do. But no real noise there. Anyway, all right. So Randy, we buried them, and we buried them, and we buried them. Good. Not paying. Oh, not last thing, and I'll go into your picture. Not paying a jackpot when your spouse is right next to you. Wow. There's a casino in California that you're playing and your wife is next to you. You have her card in, and Pala, I'll throw him under the bus. Pala will not pay you because you're not the one, because you're pressing the buttons on her card. Is it because it's gaming law, tribal gaming law? And by the way, I love the casino. It's great. I've seen Joe Cocker there twice. Front row. Unbelievable. I love Pala. It's a nice place, but I just think they're going too crazy with this. Because people, listen, we know the reason why they say that, because people pick up other people's free play. So I'll go in with my neighbor's card or my wife's card, and I'll play under her name and my neighbor's name, and I'll play under your neighbor's name they don't like. But I'm playing under my wife's card. They give me the money under my wife's card, same last name. Over there, they will not give you the money. If she's sitting right next to you, they won't give you the money. What's your opinion on this, Randy?
Yeah, it's very poor precedent, in my opinion, because that's earned free play that a player has earned. Why can't a spouse pick it up? You know, and then to go as far as, let's say you hit a jackpot and then not paying you the jackpot. I mean, that's as low as it
Not
goes.
paying you, keeping the money.
That's
Yeah,
unbelievable if they do that. So,
yeah.
yeah,
There's
very
signs
low.
everywhere.
Very,
Yeah.
very bad precedent by that casino there in California, which I've been to too many years ago, but they weren't like that then, but I guess they're like that now.
And last thing before your picks, John, going back to your dad. So last night I had dinner at the South Point, and my buddy Ralph was in there. He's a big fan of the show, him and his wife. And I told him about your dad because they're I knew they'd be fans of your dad. They're fans of you. So we all have to go out to a dinner here before your dad leaves town. I'm holding you to get him. I'm holding you to it to get him out to dinner one night.
Let's do it.
Anyway, yeah, let's do it. All right, Randy, let's hear what you got going. Give us that if you have anything, because once it gets closer and closer to the Super Bowl. By the way, John and I aren't allowed to say Super Bowl in Vegas here. They don't call the party Super. They call it the big game. The big game.
Big game.
Big game.
Yeah, you think the NFL's in bed with every sports book now? You think they would allow it now? But anyway, let's ask this here, Randy. Last week, another good week. Let's ask if you have anything, because like I said, it's harder and harder during to go towards playoffs. I'm going to shock you guys by something I have. I'm going to just floor you and shock you. But all right, Randy, let's see what you got first. If you have anything, tell me the games first.
I have one lean and two bets so far.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So the one lean, I guess, will be the first game there on Houston plus 8.5.
All right, let's pull that up. Oh boy, I don't like to hear this. Oh, okay. Houston plus 8.5 at Westgate. Oh, plus 8.5 minus 08, by the way, at Westgate. Plus 9 minus $1.14 even I see on my screen. Okay, what's the next one?
Okay, nothing in the Washington-Detroit game. LA Rams, Philly, I bet under 44.5.
Nice, still available here. Win. I see DraftKings, Chris. Okay. And what's your lean?
No, the lean was the first game, Houston.
Oh, lean was the first one. Good. Okay, these are the plays. Under Rams, Philadelphia.
And then the Baltimore Bills game, I have Baltimore at a pick'em.
Okay. All right. Wow. We got a lot of talking to do. All right. All right. Let's hear the reasons why. Let's start with the lean on the Houston Kansas City game.
Okay, I think it's best probably to wait for this game because we're seeing these favorites covering at a record rate again. The big favorites covered last week. Sportsbook took it on the chin again, I guess, according to Purdom today. I listened to him on VSiN, so I found out that the sportsbook got creamed again like they have the last few weeks.
So
this should go back up, maybe even and strike that 10 mark, which would be really nice. But you got a team coming off. Mahomes hasn't thrown a pass here in a month, so you got maybe a rusty team coming in, a team that with an inspiring win from last week in this matchup. Last time they played was last December. Houston lost in Kansas City 27-19. What has changed for these two teams since that? A little bit. Houston does have a way better defense than they had in that meeting. Their offense hasn't been up to par yet this year, but you do have a dome weather team going into Kansas City. And these games, you all have to look at the weather. The weather here is supposed to be 17 degrees, 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. So not really good for the Houston side, but I think it still drives up this number. And this Houston defense, I believe, is the best of the 8 remaining. They got some beasts there on the defensive line there with Anderson and Hunter. You saw them cause Herbert to have 4 interceptions last week. Mahomes coming off not throwing a pass for a month. Could be a little rusty. Could throw some picks to the Houston side. So I see them hanging into this game, making it a close one.
I talked to someone today, one of my buddies, 83 years old, who's been around for a long time, knockaround guy, been in this business. And he likes your side too for the reasons you just said. And let me just look at the game first half line here. I think maybe a first quarter or first half line might even be better than the full game line, though. It just seems like Kansas City always just sneaks one in. Lately, they've been doing okay too with these. But all right, that's your first one. That's your lean. Now let's go to your plays. Rams, Philadelphia under.
Yeah, this game, of course, got to look at the weather here again. You got 37 degrees, could be snow rain mix, winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Not so good for a warm weather Rams team going across country on a short week, So they played a great game coming off all the fire distraction there and took care of my Minnesota Vikings. Of course, disappointed again for another year for me being a fan, but benefited in the pocket for me. These two teams played week 11, 37-20. They won in LA. What has changed between the two teams since then? Well, the LA Rams has really improved since then, especially with their defense and their injury report. They've gotten a lot of guys back, so I could see them hanging in there. Hurts looked way rusty in that game against Green Bay.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for turnovers, unlucky by Green Bay that right away got down 7-0 on that fumble recovery that somehow didn't get changed on a review there. Yeah, Hurts looks real rusty. They want to do the ball control thing with short passing and Barkley. So I could see both teams here running the ball, being a grinded out type game, maybe having a hard time getting out of the 30s. So Philly and just the under here looks like a decent wager to make.
Okay, and go on to your third game, which I kind of leaned Buffalo in this game after Baltimore became a 1.5 point favorite. Tell me why you like Baltimore.
Yeah, this is a game. Of course, these two teams a week 4 rematch, and this is one of my bigger bets of the year. Was that week 4 game? We're on the Baltimore side.
Yep,
I go back
35-10.
to this game here. Another game. Both these two teams should be used to this weather, so the weather shouldn't be a factor. 21 degrees, 5 to 10 miles an hour, which is t-shirt weather this year this time of year in Buffalo. Should be pretty nice there. And these two quarterbacks, which one will step up in the playoffs? We'll have to wait and see. Lamar's had his troubles. Allen, has played well, just his team hasn't finished the job. So we'll see which one. I just think this Jackson/Henry combo of running the ball too much here for this Bills defense, which I've been down on all year. I think they're going to ball control that team and control the clock, wear that team out in the fourth quarter. Baltimore will pull away like, Pittsburgh had a shot at covering last week and just too much. Derrick Henry had over 200 yards. I could see him getting that much this game as well.
Okay, so there's your 3 plays. So let me tell you. So back east, of course, not in Vegas, even though they control the lines here in Vegas for DraftKings. They had a weird money line today on Kansas City. We're minus 385. It was a scalp. You can actually scalp it, which means you lay 385. You could take 4-1, but it was a pure scalp. But I told a buddy of mine back there, I said, listen, DraftKings has the best. By the way, as we speak now, filming this show here Tuesday night, they still have the best 2 money lines on the big favorites, Kansas City and Detroit. Kansas City now they have minus 440, which is the best by far, and Detroit minus 5-1, best by far. No one's even close to that. So, but earlier today they had minus 385 Kansas City and minus 410 Detroit. So they had some of the best money lines on those favorites. And I actually recommended to him, which I never do because I don't bet money line parlay. So listen, you should bet a money line parlay if they let you bet it. Kansas City, which of course they did. Kansas City and Detroit, you're laying less than 2-1 on that parlay. I said,
I would recommend doing that rather than doing this is going to be the squarest teaser probably of all time this
that's
week.
Right.
And that's going to be Kansas City down and Detroit down. It's going to be maybe the all-time squarest teaser of all time.
Absolutely. And they're even
or
throwing
Joe's, I should say, instead of square, but
they're even throwing Ohio State in there. in that same teaser, and even Circa got in the game here in Las Vegas. Let me see what the odds they have now. And people actually didn't pick it up. The parlay of the week. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's 120. Okay. Lions, Chiefs, Ohio State will all win. Lions, Chiefs, Ohio State will all win. The yes is minus 120 there. I don't know if you guys can see that. The yes is minus
Going
120.
down a little bit, Bill. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
lower.
Okay. I was trying to do it without my account number. That's why I did it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We believe you.
People see my account
it's
balance,
okay.
they'll be like, "Oh my God, how does Circa still in business?" I have crushed. I have crushed Circa lately on futures and stuff. All right, there's a better view. Yeah, you see that?
Yep, we got it.
All three of them have to win minus 120, and I'll just tell you, you know what the real value is? This is a boosted parlay. The real value is the no, which was plus 105 for a little bit. Now it's even. So Lions, Chiefs, Ohio State. I know it sounds easy, and I know it sounds like a one-way market. Everyone's going to bet yes, but you could actually get even better odds than that. I think on the I shouldn't say better odds, but it's pretty close. I see minus 110 on the three of them together. They're looking for you to bet the yes. So Circus thinking one of those games are going down money line. So that's the way they're looking at that. But yeah, so let's give a shout out to our sponsor too. I should have done that at the beginning. heritagesports.eu. And I'd like to know, I really would, if they have these, because last week someone messaged me, and I got his phone number and I checked. Yes, they were giving a deposit bonus on top of the reduced juice that they have. The get out of your bet bonus, which they do by halftime, it's up to a $500 bet. You get $250. You can actually get the whole thing back. I'm sorry, by the first half. Reduced juice, cash back, birthday parlays, rebates, different kind of rebates and stuff. Bitcoin insurance, but yeah, and the reduced juice and heritagesports.eu has been around 30 years. So,
and Bill, had you bet the Vikings, you probably would have used that get out of your bet, right?
Yeah, if they had that game, they're not going to do it in an NFL game. It'd be too much volume to get it, but maybe for a small amount. I don't know which game they picked, but they could have. I don't know that one, but
and guys,
well, cool.
I guess the Broncos they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
I didn't want to embarrass
you. Didn't want to bring it out.
Listen, I tough on you every week. The viewers say, and so I didn't want to say nothing to you, Mr. Nix. You know,
it's not.
You got any final words there, John? I was going to bring it up, but I figured.
Oh, were you?
No, I guess maybe I got a little overzealous. I got caught up in the moment.
Who are you on now, John? What
I give you a lot of credit for taking your chance, though.
Yeah, I did bet on the same day. I do have $100 on the Texans to win the Super Bowl. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it was 14-1, and I had $100 on the Lions at the beginning of the year, and I think that was 15-1, if I remember.
Couldn't have been.
Yeah, or 8-1.
I got them at 11-1.
11-1.
Maybe it was 8. I think I have them at 8-1.
Free bets. So
I think I have $100 at 8-1. But right now, if you were to ask me today, I think the Lions have a shot. I think the Rams, just because of everything that's going on in LA, I'm a big Cinderella story guy, and Rams just might. Maybe the Rams do it for LA. No, I don't know.
I know a sharp guy that's on the Rams plus 6.5. Yeah. And,
see.
Yeah. So, well, listen, guys.
My motto
that might be a
is
good parlay for us too. The Rams and under, if it keeps going up.
But never bet against Mahomes. You know how it goes, guys.
Yeah.
Don't bet against Mahomes.
Randy, do you like that parlay a little bit? Slight correlation, but I like to keep the game under, maybe keep it closer.
Yeah, and especially if we get some more line movement up. Yeah, I definitely would like that. That as a parlay for you, John, would be the Rams and under.
Okay.
There you go.
And let me ask you this, guys. What about can you bet right now on who the matchup would be? Like, what would Lions versus Chiefs pay, or Rams versus Chiefs? I think that's the way to go for me.
They've been up all year.
Is it too late though? Am I too late for it to make any sense? Rams versus Chiefs, Lions versus Chiefs.
I'm sure you're going to be penalized on them now. The exact matchups. you'll be penalized on them. But yeah, there's certain sports books that have them up, I'm sure. But all right, listen, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Appreciate you guys taking your time out of your week to watch us, and thank you for liking and subscribing. And we'll talk to you next week on Wise Kracks.